the progressive people in America who do things, who invent things and make things happen, we do not want to copy that. We want to copy foolishness like men, grown men, walking with their pants under their ass. That is what we want to copy in our country. The things that Americans do is during election time, they like to cry wolf that other countries are meddling in the elections. Last time, or last two elections, they said that the Russians were involved in the elections. They say the Russians was involved in meddling in the elections. I even hear there was one time they even say Chinese too was involved in meddling in the elections. But the thing is, America is involved in other people's elections and is involved in what happens in other people's countries also. And also, the things that Americans do, the decisions that they make affect our countries directly. So it is wise that we get involved in the elections. And this is how we should do it. When those of you or people who have their family members in America should influence their family to vote for certain political parties that they believe is going to be beneficial to the Caribbean or whatever country that they live in. One of the things that we saw when President Trump was in power was that a lot of people, some of the people who were in America, whom they claim were violent offenders, were deported to different countries in the Caribbean and even in Africa too. Now, some of these people left these countries when they were very small, so they have no knowledge of really what's going on in these countries. These countries, although they were born there, these countries are like very strange to them. And the ones that were involved in criminal activity, sometimes the level of criminality that they were involved in is so sophisticated that when they send them to some of these countries are not even prepared to deal with them. So in my view, if you're going to be deporting these people back to these countries, and some of those people have worked in these systems in America, I feel it is right that America provided what I would call some kind of relocation expense to the government of these countries, so that these countries would be able to have money to re-engineer their society how best they can to accommodate those people. What if you had some man who was in America who was involved in some real serious high-level cyber computer crimes, and you just release him in some of these other underdeveloped countries without the resources to deal and track the activities of those people? You're going to put these countries at a big disadvantage. You're going to put businesses in these countries at a big disadvantage. So I feel it is right that these countries, America, pay a certain amount of money as what you call a readjustment fee or whatever they call it. We may desire to call it, so that we can really deal with these situations as they go along. There's these things that we used to hear when we were growing up, that when America sneezes, everybody get a cold. And that is very true. And so what happened is, a lot of our culture has been changed in a negative way by the media, by movies, by generally what we call media in America. A lot of our culture has changed for the worse as a result of what is coming out of America. We cannot just stay in these countries, in these small islands, and allow the worst of the United States culture to affect and change our countries in a way where we ourselves do not have the money to deal with these changes. We cannot simply stay and allow those things to happen. So what we have to do is, we have to find a way to influence things in America. We have to influence the elections, because a lot of the things that they do is affecting us. You see, what happened is, America is using the media to gain economic advantage, political advantage, and just general leverage and preeminence over other countries. But we fail to use our media to do the same. We do not use our media to benefit our own people, much less to address other media that is trying to demoralize us. In places like St. Lucia, the media is used to disrespect poor people a lot, which I have said on many occasions, and I will continue to say. Instead of using the media to push out good information to elevate their people, they use the media to disrespect poor people. And you can see it a lot in their news. Here is how they report their news. Let's just a situation where a 20-something-year-old guy is caught with drugs. Here is how they report the news. The media. 23-year-old John Martinez was arrested at Richmond during a joint operation between the Richmond police station and the Dennery police station. During that operation, 100 kilos of marijuana was confiscated, and the two men are now at the Bodley Correctional Facility. When it is a rich guy or a guy of means in St. Lucia he will do the same thing. He will have more drugs, whatever. And here's how they're going to report the news. A businessman from Castries was questioned today in connection with 200 pounds of compressed marijuana and 10 kilos of cocaine. And that's all you will hear. They never mention his name, and you'll never hear anything about that again. Observe, in the case of the young person that is poor, they mention his name, they mention where he's from. And some of them will have the audacity to come to your place and show footages of where your parents live and all of that. So this is how they use the media in places like St. Lucia. They use the media to disrespect poor people and to hide the wickedness of the rich people. That's what they do. Instead of using the media to strengthen their people, use the media to strengthen the young people, to encourage them. Using the media to show the black people, to show young people about their rich inheritance. Using the media to bring confidence in young people by showing them all the things that were invented by black people. You will never get that. They only use the media to try to demoralize and disrespect poor people in the country and to cover up for the rich and people that they think have influence and power. That's the thing that they do in St. Lucia. But America will use their media to demoralize these small countries, point their fingers on you, at you, and use you as an example of the worst. Export the bad things to you. When they have you in movies, they want to depict you in a way that is very demoralizing, demeaning. Look at how they try to feature Africa. For years, the media in America, they will go to Africa, they will sleep at 5-star hotels, they will sleep at the best hotels. The morning, they will take their Land Rovers, drive for hours. They will never show you the hotels that they slept at. They will never show you the beautiful streets, the high-rise buildings that are in the cities of Africa. They will drive for hours and they go to the bush and then they start activating their cameras. They will show you animals. They will go to the villages, to the poorest places and show you children with flies in their faces. And this is what they have been doing from the time I was a child. So when you watch these things all your life, your impression of agriculture, of Africa will not be good. So this is how they use their media. They use their media to demoralize and disrespect and to demean other countries. But they will prop up themselves and make themselves look good. That is how America do it. They make themselves look good. But what we do in these small countries is we use the media to mess up and to disrespect poor people and to cover up for people that they think that they have money. That's what they do. This is how they do their thing in these places. But we have to influence what happens in America, no matter how small we are as a country. Because the things that America do affect us directly. So we have to influence what is going on there. Look at what we have been watching on television, seeing for years, decades, how police in America are just shooting and killing black people, sometimes with their hands up for simple things. But look, our very own countryman, Bofam Jean, a good student, a guy who was exemplary in all of his ways. They killed him in his house while he was eating. So you can see the things that they do is going to affect us. It is affecting us in every way. It is affecting our culture. So we have to influence whatever little influence we have on our family members who are in America. We have to influence our people in terms of how to vote. Those people who are living in America, we have to have them voting in certain ways. Because whatever it is that is happening, whatever laws that pass in this country is affecting us, it will affect us. You see, these are the things that we're supposed to be thinking about as a media. We're supposed to be thinking outside of the small box or the size of the country. But this media in St. Lucia is more concerned with demoralizing and disrespecting poor people. When they, you know what happened with this? One of the things I hate is like when there is something that happens, the way they rush with their cameras, and sometimes they show the poverty of these women, these ladies. They show like an old lady in a deplorable situation. I feel they show too much details of the people's poverty. It's not like you people are going to help these people in the situation, but you show the rawness of their poverty. But I know that things are happening in these more affluent places in St. Lucia. The rich places in St. Lucia, things are happening there too. And you'll never go there if your cameras and show anything. But then you'll go to poor people houses and you'll show old people in bad situations, showing the old lady's breasts and everything. Because you all want a punchline to hit and you're covering up for the rich people. So we are so busy demoralizing and disrespecting our own people that we can't use our media to influence nothing on the outside. We have been too long at the receiving end of the policies that they set up in America. And we know we cannot compete with them. But there are certain basic things that we can stand up for. There are some basic things we can stand up for. We cannot continue to receive the worst of the American culture. We should use our media to balance some of those things. The worst of American culture is what people want to adopt in our environments. You will see those guys walk. I mean, it is the successful people in America do not walk with their pants under their backsides. And these are some of the things that our people want to copy. The worst, the progressive people in America who do things, who invent things and make things happen. We do not want to copy that. We want to copy foolishness like grown men walking with their pants under their ass. That is what we want to copy in our country. These are the things we want to copy. And so our media is supposed to be playing the balancing role to balance the trash that we get from the American media that is influencing our culture in a negative way. Instead of using your influence to demoralize and disrespect poor people, mentioning people's name and saying how they had X amount of pounds of marijuana and you mention their name and where they're from. And rich people in Castries having container of marijuana and you all never mention their names. You all call them businessmen. They ban hypocrite jam media set lisi. Ex of living bok kai mun ek cameras of ina kai male we ek muche tout poverty se mun na. They ban hypocrite. Ek se mun na ki ka mene tout cocaine na pays ya so baka me do baka lomeno yo. So baka mene cameras of in dovan kai yo. La ni moun set lisi ki pa jen we Capel State ek se place sa. So baka mene cameras of la pièce. Mais zo ka fin devant kay moun. Mouche tout poverty gwa moun. Mouche tout tete gwa moun. Mouche moun en misère. Mais zo la ni kwim ka fait Capel State bonte. Zo baka di rien. Zo baka même mene camera zo la de ban hypocrite. Exodus or se media. try to balance out the culture, bring positivity in their land, because we're getting a lot of crap from America. We need to kind of rehabilitate our people. We need to balance out the negativity that we're getting from America, and the media has to play its role in that and stop messing up your own people.